self-organization is the next one. And this next one also kind of gives you a little hint that this water concept that I was thinking of, that these dragons, you know, these elites that have this disease with money and profit that creates poverty, that called me a nut bar. Here's another explanation of why water would work. And it's not just magic water by any means. There's more to it than that. Self-organization occurs within an information environment when there are sufficient energy, flux, and nonlinear dynamics. Prigogine, check out this guy, Prigogene. When information is fed into the microtubes from the dimmer switches and or from the quantum potential fields, the energy from both the biological environment and the quantum potential field in the liquid environment, ironically pure water, of the microtubes provide an ideal environment for nonlinear self-organization. The water molecules become highly structured nearest the dimmer switches. They show no indication of structure within the center of microtubes. When duplicated within the cybernetic environment, the same organization, high structure on the outside, processing to no structure toward the middle, occurs exactly as predicted Wolf. This process of self-organization is evident in every living thing. This water concept not only can really help you get some really good ideas, it also needs to be pure, clean, healthy water. Pure water, not the water that you're getting today. And water should have a huge value. It should be what your currency is based on. This is the new economic system. So it's like this information not only can give you an answer as to what could be the value of something that we want within our economic systems, but how to value it and how to make good health, physically or even mentally. You have to have good mental health to have good physical health. The next one is quantum coherence. Quantum coherence occurs when holodynes set up a frequency that a resonance according to the Froelich, Frohlech, frequencies, 10 to the minus 33 per second, sending information along the microtubes, providing an alignment with other holodynes. In this way, a single thought can move the entire body into coherence. Froelich, 1968, Penrose, 1966, and 1967. These are all old information that, how come we don't know this? Such frequencies are capable of bringing thought and action into coherence at a quantum level, thus producing harmonic action among all microtubes, cells, and body functions of both individuals and groups. These frequencies account for collective behaviors among swarming insects, flocks of birds, and schools of fish. It may be also the mechanism by which collective human pathology is spread and or cured. The quantum coherence dimension reveals keys to fulfilling the greatest possible human potential. Since this stuff is so old, can you see that it's been taught in our schools? Penrose, for one. I mean, some of these names are within our education system, but it's taught in a way that keeps you tunnel vision so that you get some information but not complete information. It's like you need to know the whole big story to be able to be effective. If you only know part of the information, you're not going to be that effective. So while these guys, these researchers, have made a fortune discovering what they have, what is it they've discovered? Look at our world. It's the global collapse. Some of the smartest people know shit. They need to put the puzzle together to be able to see what it is they're doing. The next one is transformation. When sensory mechanisms receive physical input, the information is transmitted by neural energy frequencies. Sensory receptors such as the retina and the Cochlea, Cochlea, operate in an analog rather than a digital mode of information is spun into holographic form. Information as living systems is considerably more complex than in computers. A great deal of research has gone into the correlation between physical input and neural response, attempting to unveil this complexity. These studies continually show a number of transforms that occur between physical inputs and, for example, the matrix of brain cortex that can be expressed in a language of mathematics. When the transfer functions are linear, example, superposable and invertibly reversible, the patterns are considered to be secondary and algebraically isomorphic. I can't pronounce them. Algebraically, isomorphic, isomorphic. See Breham, 1996, page 10. In computers where linear programming is the norm, various hierarchies of information structure take form. This form provides us with the underlying order of change or of transformation. These underlying order is both controlling of subsystems and controlled by them. In the body, for example, the level of carbon dioxide not only controls the neuroreceptory mechanisms, but is also controlled by it. Such feedback systems operate throughout the body and often run in parallel to one another. Fourier found that any pattern of organized information can be analyzed into the represented by a series of regular waveforms of different amplitudes and frequencies and phase relations. These regular waveforms can in turn be superimposed and convolved with one another, and by way of inverse procedures, be transformed to obtain correlations in the original space-time configurations. Fourier transforms are used in every radio and television broadcasting system to change sound and pictures into waveforms that are then transmitted into receivers that then use inverse Fourier transforms to reproduce the original sound and picture. How transforms work in consciousness can be understood as we view each hierarchy of learning. 10. Hierarchies of learning. It is evident that some type of hierarchical integration is evolved in every aspect of consciousness, beginning with perception. Hierarchies of learning are active in processing information through the entire central nervous system down into the memory storage mechanism of the microtubes. Such hierarchies of learning are also evident in the retrieval and transmission of stored memory. Since measurement is impossible without affecting such information systems, correlatives have been sought at each impact point along the entire neural system. When the transfer functions reflect identical patterns at the input-output of sensory stations, the pattern is said to be geometrically isomorphic. Iso means same and morpho means form. However, similar analysis processes at the macro and micro physical universe, such as Niles and Bohr's complementary and the Werner Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, reveal a much more complex world in which the observed, and the intentionality of the consciousness are intimately involved. Understanding how perception and memory storage works, for example, must include the quantum perspective because, for example, the eye registers single photons that are quantum. They must also be holographic because all the senses are covered with holographic screens. In addition, the application of the holographic principle opens the door to understanding even such basic things as black holes, and certainly is involved in the consciousness since holodynes are, as David Bohm comments, moving holograms. The wave dynamics of James Clerk Maxwell, Erwin Schrödinger, or Louis de Broglie, I can't pronounce these words, were conceptualized as waves traveling in air. In an absolute vacuum, the medium for carrying the waves was thought to be ether, but the theory has been discounted for lack of evidence. The medium now is considered to be a zero-point energy massless bosons of quantum potential fields. Whatever language is used, the dynamics of physical reality includes wave function. Any theory of consciousness must include wave dynamics, and microtubes. Microtubes are the perfect instrument for managing quantum wave dynamics. Potential is usually defined in terms of the actual or potential works that can be done and is measured in terms of energy. The quantum potential field provides the basis for human potential that is driven daily life. Entropy, as described as the second law of thermodynamics, is a measurement of the potential energy within a system and its rate of transformation. Is consciousness causal in transformation processes? Reality changes form as it transforms form matter into energy. In this theory, energy is not considered material, but is only transferable into matter. Heisenberg developed a matrix approach to understanding the organization of energy as momentum or inertia, currently called the S-matrix. Investigators such as Henry Strapp and George Chu have pointed out that measures of energy and momentum are related to the measures of location in space-time by way of Fourier transforms. Such phenomena must be included in the comprehension understanding of the consciousness because Fourier-type transforms are involved in every perception and thinking process. While the theories of science have been practical applications, they take on a different hue once energy and matter are considered holographically as information in motion. In a universe made of information in motion, everything is conscious and everything is connected. It is also hyperspatial and woven into parallel worlds and hierarchies of information networks. So consciousness is causal in all transformations. Molecular construction. In a traditional particleized sense, environmental influences create biological responses that initiate responses in biochemistry. These influences react molecular construction of memory and eventually networks among the neural and other biological systems to become consciousness. However, in the holodynamic model, reality is very different than was viewed by Euclidean, Euclidean geometry or the classical Cartesian Newtonian physics. David Bohm described non-classical organizations of energy potentials as implicit. I'll continue on another tape. Running out of time again. Hope you're enjoying it. Peace out.